Welcome to the REI Foundation Podcast, where we cover all the steps and strategies to make your real estate dreams a reality. Now your hosts, Jason and Peely.
Good morning and welcome to another edition of Foundation Inspection Friday on the REI Foundation Podcast. Today, Peely has entrusted me to take the helm, hopefully entrusted me to take the helm while she is away, and just wanted to talk a little bit about entrepreneurship. Here we are, it's before the sun is up. I am out, active, have a lot on my plate today, and that's what you get with entrepreneurship. You have the ability to create a lifestyle where you can dictate the path of your life, or you can dictate basically making yourself a job where you're going to now work more than anybody else out there, have more responsibility, more liability, more risk, and possibly more reward than all your friends who are taking that typical 9-to-5 job. It's not for the faint of heart. I'll be honest. There's a lot here that you can take on where you can make the most of something, and if you do it right, you can have so much reward, so much fulfillment, create a time frame and a life to be able to do stuff when you want to do stuff and not do stuff when you don't want to do stuff. And that really comes down to what we're looking to accomplish here in real estate and where we're succeeding and ultimately where we're failing. And what I'm here doing today is basically mapping out our framework, trying to dictate where our business is going, because ultimately, I'm really becoming a cog in the wheel where I am messing things up because I have to do too many parts of the process right now. And while some people have a hard time letting this go, and I've been guilty of it too, if I don't, this process can only go so far. And my mindset of being able to do it better than others or anything of that matter really is a limiting belief that holds me back from creating a process, and that process will ultimately create a machine that will allow us to succeed on many levels beyond where we are today. And that goes for everything. For our flipping process, we need to remove ourselves from the process and allow the process to become the business, because where we are now, if I'm going to dictate every step of the process, well, it's just a job. And that's what we don't want to do here. And I've had success doing this in our multifamily business, and now I'm trying to take this back and move this and correlate this between our construction business and our house flipping business. And it starts with the mindset. I'm up early today. I've had time to really assess. I did my miracle morning, did everything I wanted to do, took a nice run just to get a minute to have some time for myself, because it's going to be a long day. I think for this, we have a pretty tight timeline today, so we're going to have no minutes to spare today. And if you're getting up running every day, you're never really able to take a minute to look back and think about, really, where do I want to be? And what really hit me yesterday is I was at one of our houses, and one of our mechanical trades was there, and he's working 7 days a week. And he says he's been doing that pretty much all year. And he said he's really taking the work, it's there, and he's making good money. And I just thought, well, man, is that really worth it? He's got some young kids, I'm sure he never sees. I think he was telling me a family member just turned 94, and he was just able to make it for a little bit because he had to go out and make service calls. And it just was odd that was what he was doing. But there's so many of us out there that have our own business, and we're working 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, because that's what we feel we need to do, and you can never turn it off. And if you're going to choose entrepreneurship, you have to choose whether or not you're going to just be really your own employee, or you're going to be an owner of a business, and a business that you're setting up to succeed. And I give that to you. If you're just taking steps here to get into real estate, it doesn't matter how much you know or how much you think you know. You have to look at the components of the business and try and search out parts that you feel you are good at, and then find other resources to help you with the parts that you need to really pick up the pace for. For example, if you are not familiar with rehabbing projects, maybe you want to talk to local contractors. I would say you're always going to have some friend who's doing some form of real estate, whether it's a real estate agent, whether it's a lawyer who does real estate, or whether it's a cousin who's an appraiser. I mean, there's all different components. You have insurance people. So I'm sure someone knows someone who is in insurance that knows investors out there. Think about who you know in your network to be able to talk to other people in this business. And what you want to get from them is you want to be able to, one, hopefully provide some kind of thing to help them, so you're not just getting there taking their time. But what you want to find out is what is really doing well in their business, and where are they really hurting. And with that, it's not to put them down. It's for you to learn on these points of what are steps that other people are hurting on, and how are points that you can avoid that step going forward. Because if you're going to start this process, why go through the same trouble everybody else is going through? Why not just find the ways to get around as much as you can and just streamline your process from the start? So that may come off as, wow, there's a lot of risk, a lot of things going on in a process when you take on your own business. But if you're a person like me, you would never do anything else. You would never do anything else. So I give it to you. Set yourself up right. And if you do that, you will create so much life that you deserve to have, that you would just be astounded. Again, this is Jason from the REI Foundation podcast with Foundation Inspection Friday. CPO leaves me and I already screw things up. Thank you for checking us out, and see you on Monday.
Thanks for tuning into the REI Foundation podcast. Check back next time for more awesome tips and strategies to launch your new you in real estate.